Hello, everybody. Welcome to One Drink, a podcast where we talk about one topic for one drink. I'm Matthew.
My name is Steve.
And we are talking about the Sphere. Whew. Right.
My God.
So, you went to the Phish show.
I was lucky enough to get tickets for one night.
Yeah.
Four-night run.
Oh, my Lord. And so, for me, I just thought this was fantastic because, A, you've gone to so many concerts. Everywhere. You've seen all types of concerts. And then there's this, the Sphere. So we're going to try to break this down into, like, the sound, the lighting, you know what I mean? Like
all parts. I got lots to speak about.
The whole thing, because, you know, to me, I hear celebrities talk about it, you know, and it's like, okay, it's cool, blah, 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 whatever. But to have a person normal like us go and be there, witness it, it's just, for me, it's exciting for me to even, and I'm not even there.
It's exciting for everyone but my fiance because I've been home for over a week.
Yeah.
And from the moment I was in the show texting her till I met up with her afterwards till this morning, I've talked about the Sphere.
And that just says so much about this thing. And I'm already planning a trip next year. I don't know if it's going to be a concert or if it's just going to be a tour of it, but we're already planning on going, because after I asked you to come on the show, I was looking at some of the highlights. You sent me some videos, some pictures, and I'm just like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right. So, first of all, let's just say the arena itself. How is the arena? Or the dome, basically.
So, I have been to shows, you know, 2 Woodstocks, the Bonnaroos, you know, some
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. I've been to Red Rocks. A large part of my life and identity is following my favorite music as far as I can go with the people that I love. We go to shows all year long. As a matter of fact, in our small friend group of, 50 of us or whatever it is, we have a spreadsheet of this summer's music that's within an X amount of driving, and that we all want. And that's just like 80%. We all have our own little things we do. Yeah. But it's like every day of the whole summer, because that's what we do. We go see shows in every element, every environment that is possible for us with a couple days drive. And man, I've been in a group of 500,000 people. That's one thing, right?
Yeah.
I've been at the beauty of Red Rocks, which made me cry because it was so beautiful. That's one thing. But as far as just having your fucking mind blown, there is nothing that even scratches the surface of this shit. From the minute you walk in the door, which I'm sure everyone will see on this fly-through in a little while, you are on a new version of the Starship Enterprise. You're on 3 different levels of a spaceship, while ethereal music is lightly just caressing you everywhere, and there's fucking stars and robots and shit all over the place. Yeah. Insane art installations that I can't even go into because they're so ridiculously beautiful that they just take your breath away when you walk in there. So you are on a spaceship, and you're hanging out on 4 levels of a spaceship for a while. Yeah. And then you go into the holodeck, where every bit of the sky outside of where the seats are is programmable. So you're either seeing people or an augmented reality everywhere. Yeah. For 135 feet.
So now, how many people does it fit?
18,600.
See, that's still a lot.
It's not, though, for something of that mass.
True.
That's why we were all so lucky to get tickets, because 4 nights sold out in minutes.
Oh, I'm sure.
As a matter of fact, we didn't get tickets, so I've been following this Sphere thing for a while, knowing that MSG was involved in it, and Chris Kuroda, who was the lighting tech for Phish, and Trey Anastasio from Phish, as consultants. It perked my ears a long time ago. I started watching the construction when they did the first, lighting of it. We were checking it out. We've been excited about it.
So you knew Phish was coming?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
We thought so, just because we knew that they were involved in the consultation.
Got it.
We assumed they would be, but when they said, "Oh, we're going to open up with you too," I was like, "Well, that's cool. They can get the bugs out. I got no problem with that."
Yeah.
No hate on U2, just not my thing. I've seen them live.
Same here.
They were good. They did all their hits exactly the way I thought they would. They had a gigantic lighting system that they did about this much of it with. It was like watching a Ferrari in a parked garage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because like even before the show, I was telling you I saw the U2 highlights, and I was like, it was cool, like, you know, whatever. But I saw the Phish highlights.
Well,
and
it's night and day.
Night and day.
They had a lot. To U2, they didn't have as much time and resources as Phish did.
True.
Phish has been working on making their show a giant spectacle from the time that they were doing small bars and their friends and family were making things to try to make their environment look like a fishbowl. You know what I mean? Like fucking paper mache.
Yeah.
You know, all the way to a couple years ago at MSG for New Year's, they turned the place into an aquarium with these amazing lights and having giant drone whales all flying in and out and around everyone. Like,
my friend went to that.
They're always reaching for the next, you know what I mean? So they have 40 years of trying to come up with this perfect environment for their fans.
And this was it.
Yeah.
I mean,
They had, between Chris Carota, Trey Anastasio, they also had some help from a Disney engineer who they brought in for a whole year. So they had a whole year to come up with this vision. So no one's going to be able to touch what they did for a very long time because they put all in. Their art department, themselves, you know what I mean? Help from the outside where they knew that they could bring it to the next level. They did everything they should have, and it showed.
It was perfect. Like, for that. Oh, my God. So you were only there one night.
Yeah.
And each night, I believe, was a different show.
It was the 4 spheres of the Earth.
Oh.
So lithosphere, we were there on the second night, which was hydrosphere, the ecosphere, biosphere. But the second night, Hydra, it was all of their songs relating to water and imagery of water.
Got it.
So everything from, you know, bubbles as if we were descending, which materialized into the band as they were playing live in, you know, molecular water form, to being at the bottom of Atlantis.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you. But one of the best parts was
so cool.
They went trippy, they went beautiful, they went comical. Like, you never knew where it was going to go, which was adding to a whole other environment. Which
that's perfect.
They've always done on a small scale, but with it being 135 feet, it's in your face.
Yeah.
So, like, one of my favorite parts was the whole screen was a giant windshield, as if you were going through a car wash.
Oh, okay.
So, like, all of the soap and the bubbles and everything, and you know what I mean? Like, who hasn't won a trip inside, you know, a car wash? So they were like, we're going to give you that.
We've all done it.
Oh, yeah. You know. So then, at the end of that, as it all washes away and it's not a windshield anymore, up pops a 7-story dog that just starts licking us all, like licking the screen.
Oh, shit.
Half of the people went, oh, the real, like, lovers of dogs, and the other half fell out. They were just insane laughter all at once. So this crazy energy shift happened so hard that, like, I had to, like, catch my breath because just all the awes and laughter at the same time, from a really funny, trippy scene to just the cutest, funniest thing you've ever seen in your whole life.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there were, you know, geometric patterns and everything that you would expect from something like that, but done on such a level that you were just inside a giant art installation that was ever changing.
Yeah, that's so cool. So what about the sound? Like, I know this is like the most modern.
This is where I'm going to geek out because I've been following this and I don't know all the correct terms, so I'm going to say some things and it's not going to be the right terminology because a lot of it is over my head.
Right.
So from what I understand, it's 167 points of sound. So that's throughout that coming from the speakers. You can get hit from 167 different spots.
Oh shit! So it's like perfect no matter where you're at.
Yeah, they have full control over all of it. And the way that they explained it in the documentary that I watched is like a normal sound wave is shot out like a flashlight. It gets bigger and wider and breaks up for, you know. This is more like a laser. So the way it's called interference technology. So they know which sound wave is going where. And like a double negative, if you overlap them, they cancel each other out.
Oh my Lord.
Which, before I even get into inside the show, because if we're going to talk about sound, I'm going to tell you the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
Right.
So this interference technology, which is what they use in like Bose headphones and a couple other different things, they took a couple different technologies and used them all together. So they create zones where they can block out sound as if you're wearing a pair of sound dampening headphones. So as you're walking up to the show, There's a straight up opening, no doors or anything, just an opening walking in. You can see the light, you can see the everything coming through it. But until you're like about 15 feet away from the door, you hear the quietest ambient music. You and I could be whispering like this, 15 feet away from the door. You take 3 more steps, and it's a full-blown concert.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. It blew my mind. There were hippies walking back and forth in a 5-foot like pattern that couldn't like
Is this
understand.
real?
Yeah, it was like ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. And all of that ambient music is music that Trey created. So as you're in this spaceship, all that music is all Trey noodling around and making beautiful little quiet ditties that just calm you. The only
knowing that technology was out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude,
so
that's crazy.
There's a couple things, and I'm gonna continue to verbal diarrhea all over you because I got stories to tell.
Fantastic.
So. I actually take a video of this, which I'll show you later.
Yeah.
We can't do it because of the music.
Yeah.
But I was just like, this can't be real, so I needed to take a video. And mind you, I went into this place wanting to see it so bad that I didn't want it tainted by anything. So the whole first set, I was completely sober. Not a beer, not a bowl, nothing. Just to really feel it so I didn't come back later and say, this is what I saw, and then they're like, you're wasted, right?
Yeah.
No, I was sober. I wanted to experience it for myself. So... I back and forth, just like everyone. Is this really happening? Oh my God, can't believe this, right? Blown away by that.
You almost have to.
Yeah. So then the first set starts, and they start with Free, which is straightforward the way that they were playing the audio. It was beautiful. It was clear. It was hitting you like a ton of bricks from 167,000 points of sound. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the second song, which was Axela too, they do the outro, which is just like this weird kind of psychedelic, almost sounds slowed down music. And all of a sudden, I sit down in your haptic seat, which is like sitting in a PlayStation remote.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It vibrates, with certain frequencies. I hear the bass line coming from roughly where the screen is at, all the way around like a train, go through my left ear, out the other side, and we were just a little off-centered. So a second later, I heard the keys coming from the opposite direction and go through my head, which shook me to my core. And I would have been okay if the drums hadn't started coming up over me like a tidal wave. And then, like, I'm closing my eyes and just listening to where the sound's coming from. And I'm hearing Trey's vocals and guitar noodling around in the atmosphere, like spinning and swirling, like he was painting with his words.
Yeah.
And I started to cry. It was like, I sobbed up a little bit and was like, how lucky am I? Because
so the sound was doing its own thing along with...
It was painting an audio picture in your brain with everything else.
Holy shit.
While the seat's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unexplainable. And not to be vulgar and not to upset anyone, their sensibilities, but the way I've explained it to people is, even no matter how many concerts you've been to, going to the Sphere is like taking acid to somebody who's never, ever, and like trying to explain it to them is like, this is acid, and you've never had caffeine. Like you've never had any impurity in your body, and me trying to explain to you what it's like to trip on acid is like me trying to explain the Sphere to somebody who's never been there. Because it's unexplainable. It's a feeling. It's a sensation. It is an experience. They didn't use a lot of this, but when I was doing the research, I found out that they can control wind patterns in there. Above us were a whole bunch of crazy weird fans. So they can make air circulate. They can also change the scent. So like if they're going over a field that's all flowers, they can make it smell like sunflowers in that place.
So you can pretty much do anything.
Every sense can be tickled in that place.
Dude, that sound
and they have
thing.
control over where, how, and how much, and to who. They can like pick out. So the sound is so straight and clear, and they have such control over it that if they're doing a show with a whole bunch of different people that speak different languages, they can have sections. So like I could be sitting right here and listening in English, and you could be watching the same thing without headphones, listening to it in French right there.
Because of that noise canceling?
They can pick out which spot is hearing what.
Holy shit.
You can take one step to the right or left of those sound barriers and hear a different language when they're breaking it up into sections.
Wow. And that's the thing is, like, I never even thought of that. Like, the music thing,
Oh no. Everybody sees all these videos and they're like, oh wow, you saw a really cool show. And I'm like, oh no, it went into my soul and shot out the back of my head.
You hear a really cool show.
You could,
Oh my God.
You could just sit there with your eyes closed and have your mind blown. You wouldn't have to see any.
So
of those
with
videos.
that sound though, there is still the visual going on.
Oh
right?
yeah, which is mind bending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting the full experience of a
See?
concert. Like you can't even.
Music
explain.
will never be the same.
Oh, that's perfect.
I mean, it's not. It's not what I said. You know who actually said that?
Wow.
Was the lighting director for Humphreys McGee. I read what he said because he went there, and that's what he does for a living. And he was
just
like, "Fuck, music's never gonna. There's no turning back. Music will never be the same."
I never even thought of that. That's perfect.
So yeah, there's other ones in talks to be put up around the world right now. They were going to do one in London, and it was supposed to just get started, but a bunch of people protested against it due to having light pollution in London. They were worried about it, so it just got shut down. There was almost going to be one in London, but now they're doing a couple other things. It looks like.
Wow. And do you think they'll go bigger? You know what I mean? I mean,
I don't know how. So
sky's the limit, right?
Well, you know, the company, the MGM company that did this, they did a test run of something else before this. There's something else they've done before. In Saudi Arabia, there's the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch that, all of the thing is programmable, just like the sphere, but it's flat. That was their like proof. You know what I mean? They did
We can
that.
do it. We can do something.
Well, yeah, they did that, and then they were like, now we can do a sphere, but then realized that there isn't a camera on this Earth that can project in what they need. So when they tried to do it at first, it was all fucked up.
Right.
So then they decided to take 11 different kinds of cameras to capture everything they need and put them together, and did that for a while, and they were like, still not it. So they had to build their own camera that's got 10 different patents on it, and it takes 12 people to operate just to get all the scenes they did for the wildlife shows and stuff that they do there.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a technology built. It was like Star Wars.
Holy
When
shit.
they built Star Wars,
yeah.
they had to build everything from scratch because this shit did not exist.
Yeah.
That's how all of this happened for the spheres. They were like, this doesn't exist. So now there's Sphere Studios where they create content for this and for upcoming stuff like this because there wasn't a place to do it. There wasn't a camera that did it.
Yeah.
All of this had to happen through a bunch of different consultants and a bunch of different amazingly genius people.
So this shit's only going to get better.
I mean, they've got the best people in the world on it, and they've done something that I never thought was possible from a consumer's point of view as far as going to see shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and not a lot of concerts have been there.
Just U2 and Phish.
Yeah.
Other than that, they've only done, I forget the name of it. It's
like where you go in and you can be part of like an aquarium.
Well, it shows you all different points of the world.
Yeah.
I should be remembering it, but I'm not going to.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I never
like
thought about
Postcards from the Earth, I think it's called.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it just shows you a bunch of different places. I've seen some of the imagery. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to strap this thing to helicopters and fly into really cool places and stuff. They said it's like, if you took IMAX and put 10 of them together in a circular pattern, then made it clear.
That's what it...
That's the only way I can explain it to somebody.
So does the outside light up like that?
So
or
there's
is it
different
just...
systems on the outside and the inside.
Yeah.
The outside, the best way I can explain it is, do you remember when we were kids, you could get really close to your TV and you could see all the little pixels?
Yeah.
Remember that? It's kind of like that, but these pixels are the size of hockey pucks.
Okay.
And there's 1.3 million of them on the outside, and they're further away than you'd think. Mm-hmm. If you ever get a chance, look up outside of the sphere up close. So the further you are away from it, the clearer it is.
Okay, I see.
So in these 1.3 million pucks, each one of those has 48 lights in it.
Jesus.
So they can create millions of colors within, a 1 foot pattern or whatever it is.
So like when I see stuff on the internet, like if I'm looking and I can see it and there's like, say, a happy face on it, there really is a happy face, like the whole thing lights up?
So every inch of it that you can see down to like the where you walk into the show, it's seamless. And it's straight video, so it's not pictures. It is bubbling magma, and we walked by it one time, and it was a bunch of black holes that were like compounding inside of themselves, and it's bonkers. Ben and Jerry's was giving away free ice cream, and there was all this crazy, weird Ben and Jerry's imagery of cartoons melting and stuff around it. It's ever-changing the whole time you're there, 24 hours a day, mind-blowing the whole time.
Right.
You could take the monorail and ride right next to it, and you're about the same height as it, and it's just like, what am I looking at? How is this even possible?
Vegas.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I've never been there.
So you being a sport, you used to be really big into sports when we were kids.
Yeah.
So what I didn't realize, because the last time I was there was 10 years ago, and I went back, and as soon as we were walking down the strip by New York, there was a bunch of people coming out with hockey jerseys on. And I'm like, "Did you guys, where is the hockey arena? I can't see it." And they're like, "It's like right there." I'm on the road, and they're pointing like in between two casinos where you can't see in between these little trees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then they're right across the street from there. They're knocking down the Tropicana, which is 3 buildings and a giant parking deck, and that's where the A's are going to play.
That's my favorite team.
So you're going to be able to walk from the hockey rink across the street to the baseball field, across the street to the football stadium. Every morning I woke
Is the Sphere close to that?
No. So all of these things are at the south end of it, and the Sphere's at the north.
Oh,
but
still.
it's still a monorail ride away.
Yeah. Oh,
but
shit.
you can go to all 3 stadiums now with walking to them.
Yeah.
Every morning I woke up, we were staying at the Luxor, and opened up my window, and there was the new stadium. And I'm a Raiders fan, so.
Oh, right.
Yeah, ever since I was a kid.
So I'm an Oakland fan, and I saw that the stadium's going to be done next year.
Yep.
And even that stadium is kind of new, modern, because
They have to compete.
Yeah, so they have like the outfield, like the part of the dome is like LED and like not like the Sphere, but it's got all the same type of thing. Like
they have to compete with the Raiders, and that place is bonkers.
Have you been in that?
I didn't go in. We did a drive around because we were going to an art installation called Meow Wolf, which we could do a whole nother thing on that.
Let's do it.
But I asked him to do a full loop around it because I wanted to see it, and
that's one of the most modern, up to date.
It's gorgeous. Even if you're not a fan, the building itself is just gorgeous.
Oh, man.
I woke up to look at it every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So my plan after talking to you, I'm all hyped up. I'm going to go to an Oakland game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the Sphere. I don't really gamble.
Ash and I didn't gamble once the whole time.
Yeah.
We went to Cirque du Soleil, we went to Bodies, we went to Meow Wolf, we went to
So you just
Sphere.
did everything.
We did everything awesome in art.
Yeah.
And that was it with our friends.
God, dude,
we had
that's
people
so
fly in
cool.
from different parts of the country and meet us there. It was great.
So that's my plan, is to baseball, Sphere, no matter what.
Yeah.
And then anything after that, I really don't give a shit. But the sound is obviously top notch. What about the visuals, the screen, like that being
It's
with
not the screen, man. It's just the sky.
Or-
That's how you got to look at it.
Yeah.
If you try to tell people it's a screen, they in their mind figure, oh, there's an ending point, a beginning. No.
Yeah.
It's where there aren't people, there's sky.
Right.
That's it. The sky was programmable in the most amazing way you've ever seen.
Because I seen like the seats, like the one thing, like the seats, and then just everything else, and just the way it was set up, I was like, it looked so fun. It looked so cool. Like it's.
So this is how cool it was. I needed to show somebody who hadn't seen it how cool it was. So, as you know, I talk to everybody. I've been in the service industry my whole life. I love people. I sell my artwork at music festivals.
Yeah.
I love crowds of people. I love getting into it, right? So when we go to festivals, one of the things I do is I become friends with all the security guards.
Right.
They're the people you see every day. They're the people that you have to go in and out of shows to.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are having the least amount of fun. You know what I mean? I'm always giving them free stickers and free pins and stuff, you know what I mean? And befriending them. So we get into this place, and our whole objective was to get in there as early as possible. Mm-hmm. My buddy already did the pre-sale for the poster, which he stood in line for like 10 hours.
Damn.
So we didn't have to do any merch or anything. He got everything there. So we were just like, let's get in there. Let's see every bit of it. So we went to every spot in the whole place to feel what it's like to be in this place. We talked to all the security guards, and I can say without a doubt, all the music places I've ever been, especially indoor, where a whole bunch of Phish fans were released, these were the greatest. It was like being at Disney World for people who love music.
Yeah.
Even just like the hospitality. There's people everywhere with big giant smiles on their face with these little tiny signs that say, "How may I help you? Come say hi," and stuff like that, right? So, okay, there's an invitation for me. So I'd said hi to a couple of them, right? And I was watching their interaction with other people and, other guests, because that's just how I am. I always, I walk into a bar and it's the same way. It's like, oh, they could do this better, this better, this better. I love how they did this, and this, right? Yeah. I couldn't find a thing outside of beers being expensive and whatnot in this place that I could complain about.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. The bars were gorgeous. The food was gorgeous. All the people were so happy. And I had gone up to this cluster of workers and their boss at one point and said, I just got to tell you, man, I've been to all these places, and I went through my pedigree of experience, right?
Right.
And I've never experienced just the open arms and the helpfulness and the smiles that have come out of your staff. And they're like, that's really great. And they're like, you're not the first person to say that. You guys are so nice. Damn. We love this crowd, And I started talking to them, and I was on my way to the bathroom, and then I went back to the show. And then I came out later to fill up my water, and I see them all standing around. And I was like, it's such a shame you guys are out here, like you're missing all the awesome in there. Yeah. And I was like, have any of you ever seen Phish? And one was like, yeah, I have. And the other one was like, no, I don't know what they are.
Right.
And I was like, but you've seen the screen and everything in there. And she's like, it's my second day. I haven't been able to move from this perch. I don't know what's over there. I was like, so you haven't walked through the tunnel and experienced the sound interference? And she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she was like a 19-year-old, cute black girl who had never heard of Phish, had never never heard of anything in there. She just came to work and was there. So I said to her boss, I said, hey, you guys are here to help us, right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I need your help. And he goes, what do you need? I go, I need her to walk through that doorway for 1 second and see what we're talking about so she can know why we're all here. And he was like, well, I was like, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be right there. And I was like, this is what I need as a guest for her to experience this for 1 second with me, right? And he goes, okay, cool. So I walk her over there, and we're walking through the tunnel, and she's hearing the same ethereal, quiet music that's been playing the whole time she's been standing there. And she's like, yeah, I've been hearing the music. This is Phish, right? And I was like, no. And she's like, but I go there, and I go, stop. I go, they're up there where that light is. And she's like, but I hear music. And I was like, hold on, just walk with me for a second.
Yeah.
So we walk up a couple more feet, and all of a sudden, bang, she hears the show, even though we're not to the door yet. We're just outside of it. And she stops, and she turns around, and she goes, I had no idea.
Right.
And her eyes were huge. And I was like, just wait. And I was like, grab her. I was like, walk in with me real quick. We walk in, and she sees the screen, and then the music hits her even harder. And she looked at me, and she looked at the screen, and she looked at me, and she hugged me, and she said thank you. And I walked her back out to her post.
See?
And then I went back in the show. It was like, she didn't know what she was expecting.
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting into. I wanted to see what it was like for somebody to walk in there and not know. And that,
priceless, right?
she just beamed.
Yeah.
Had no idea. And it was like, that's what the experience does to you when you walk in there.
And you know how many people did that same exact thing?
Drew Carey. I sent you a little quote. I don't know if you read it or not.
No, I didn't.
All right. It's a little vulgar. I'm going to apologize to to the people on this podcast, but Drew Carey had never heard of Phish.
Yeah.
Didn't know who they were. He got brought to a show, and Sunday night after the show, this is what he wrote. He goes, this is what he put on Twitter for the world, right?
Yeah.
I swear I just talked to God. I would give you all my money, stick my dick in a blender, and swear off pussy for the rest of my life in exchange for this. Bro, I met God, for real. I feel like I just was saved by Jesus, no lie.
Yeah.
That's what he put up, right? So that's a big thing. It's a big laugh, whatnot. 3 days later, Trey sent him a Vitamixer, a blender, with happy blending Trey Anastasio with a full handwritten note about thanks for giving us a shot and coming to the show and all that.
Yeah.
He sent him a blender that said happy blending.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But that's from somebody who didn't know who they were and walked into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine, even Phish fans going into it, they're like, all right, we're going to see it. And they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Everyone just being amazed at the
I
technology.
got to be honest. I am not the biggest Phish fan in the world.
Yeah.
I caught on a little bit later than some of the diehards.
Yeah.
So some of my friends have been there since the early 90s. It was late 90s I caught them once, and then early 2000s I caught them once, and then I caught the bug and I saw them a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So I saw them as they were already getting up and kind of kicking ass. Mm-hmm. But there are people there that I talked to that were saw them at Nectar's, way back in the day when they were playing just a bar. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've seen them with the crafts.
And they've been around for 40 years?
41.
Yeah.
Yep. So then to see them like this,
yeah.
I was excited for those fans, the ones that have been there since the very beginning. Like
God.
I've been with them for a long time, but not the beginning.
And I have a friend as well. She's a diehard Phish fan, and she literally goes to every show locally that she can. But she does travel.
Yep.
And I'm not sure that she went to that one, but I had texted her. I was like, hey, when they were coming, because I knew that they were coming. I was like, did you get tickets to the show? And she was like, not even close, because it sold out so quick.
So, yeah, like I was going to say before, and I got all sidetracked, we didn't get tickets. We tried. I've been to Vegas 4 other times before, and my fiance had never been. So I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. Phish is coming. I've been wanting to go to the Sphere. Yeah. I was like, we're going to try to get tickets, and then I'll take you to see Phish at the Sphere, and we'll take you to Vegas for the first time. So we had this plan of trying to get the tickets to go, and then we don't get tickets. I know hundreds of people in our community that didn't get tickets. A very small percentage of people got tickets, and one of my buddies called me up after we had already kind of like dealt with the fact. He was like, I got 2 tickets for one night Friday. You coming with? And I was like, oh man, I did a family trip a couple years ago, or like 10 years ago, where I went without her. I don't think I can go again without Ashley. Being like, babe, I'm going to Vegas again. So I was like, dude, shit, I gotta call you right back. And I go in the other room, and Ashley's like, what's wrong? I was like, what? She's like, your face is white. And I was like, Jay just asked if I wanted to go to Friday night at the Sphere, and he only has 2 tickets. And she's like, what's the problem? I'm like, I can't go to Vegas without you again. Yeah. And she was like, you call him back right now. She's like, I will not be the reason why you don't go to see Phish at the Sphere the first time they're there with Jason, of all people. You call him right now. Yeah. She's like, yelled at me. And I was like, okay. I love you. You're the best. I'm not gonna just do it right now. Yeah. So I called him, and then we had talked about like, well, why don't we make a big trip out of it? We'll go to the show, and we'll try to get Ash a ticket. And if we can't get her a ticket, then she gets to wander around for a couple hours in Vegas, and we have 5 days together otherwise. So we go to do that, and one of our best friends who lives in Seattle was like, well, why don't I just fly in, and we'll have a girls' day while you guys have a Phish day. So we had another one of our friends fly in, spent the day with Ashley. They had an amazing girls' trip. And then the next day, the 4 of us just went out and did a whole bunch of art stuff. Yeah. So it was great. It was perfect. But I didn't have tickets. Like, nobody else I know had tickets except for like a small handful. It was hard. They went fast, bots and scalpers and all the worst shit that comes along with it. Like,
I know, that's the one thing I hate.
5 minutes after we got our tickets, which was like a miracle, basically, our $120 tickets were going for $3,500 to $5,000.
See what I'm saying?
And then all the idiots that I'm telling about this is like, well, you should have sold your ticket. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, first of all, no. I want to be a part of history of one of my favorite bands, and money doesn't compare. And second of all, I have never sold one of my tickets for more than face value in all the years I've been doing shows. Right. I have given away well over, and you can ask anyone who knows me, I
believe.
Miracled no less than 50 people because I buy a group and somebody doesn't show up, and it was $30 that I spent, forever ago. And when we used to do Dave shows, people were like, I'll give you $120 for it. And because they'd just been dealing with scalpers the whole day. And I'm just like, no, you won't. See you later. 2 high fives. Bang, bang. See you later. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or if somebody wanted to pay it, it's always face value. You know what I mean? Like, here's your money back. Thank you. I don't have to go to, find a ticket now. And that's the way it should be. And this whole bots buying up hundreds of tickets and then quadrupling and fucking up the market, it's the worst. So all these people, they're like, you should have sold your ticket. Well, I would have sold my ticket for $120 if I was going to, which I would
have blessed someone with a regular ticket.
There was no $3,500 or $5,000 in my future because I have a soul.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And music means something to me, and everyone should be able to go. Yes, it's hard to get tickets. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're on the last part of the line or whatnot. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but it shouldn't be how much money you can spend to be able to go see the same show. I agree, 100%. That we're all fans of. So,
and I hate that.
It's the worst.
Upsell and upcharge and all that stuff. And you know what I was thinking too? I was like, you are a small percentage in the world that's been to this, right? Because there's only like the U2 thing and then Phish.
Yeah, but those are 2 different experiences.
Right, but I'm saying just you're a small percentage that's been to a concert there, regardless of who it was, and experienced this incredible journey that you went on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was. It's unexplainable.
And I also feel too like, in future concerts, I feel like a band almost can't do one day.
Well, so you know about the residency with Dead and Company, right?
No.
Oh, so Dead and Company they're coming out of retirement again. Which, whatever, man. I mean, I've seen every inclination of the Dead, since Jerry. So, I mean, good for them until they can do it. So, they retired last year where they did all the drone stuff and those big giant shows.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were done. And then they saw Phish getting on this and they were like, okay, I guess we're going to do 6 weeks in a row, 3 shows at a time, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 18 shows.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're doing a 6-week residency.
Okay.
My guess, I don't know, I haven't done any research on them, but like the cool thing about Phish was when U2 did it, they were basically doing the same show every night with the same visuals because they were just celebrating an album, which is cool. Whatever, if that's your thing. But that's not what Phish wanted to do. They did 4 nights, 4 different themes.
I know.
No repeat songs, no repeat images, right? 1 cover in 4 shows. That's amazing. They offered them more dates, but Trey said we would have to do duplicates, and that's not in our. We're not. That we just can't. It's not part of us. So they were supposed to do. They were talking about 6 or 8, and just like doing those 4, and then like maybe duplicating some of them, and they were like no. So it'll be really interesting to see what resident type situations do. If they do just
I didn't even
like
think of residencies.
If they do 3 of them and then next weekend they do the same 3 of them and next week, like who knows?
Right.
It'll be interesting because it took them a year of really being hands-on with people who are already good at that, the best in the world, to do what they did for those 4 nights.
Yeah. Because I watched a little, I don't want to say documentary, but I watched like a 15-minute thing on the news that they did, like a 60-minute type thing. And they explained like everything about the Sphere and who they got. And they were like, our goal is to do 4 different nights, no repeat songs. So,
well, that's what they're known for. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but a few years back they did a thing called Baker's Dozen. It was at Madison Square Garden, and they did 13 nights in a row, no repeats. Yeah, 13 nights.
I mean, that's 40 years of music right there.
Yeah, a bunch of fun covers that had to do with the themes, but each night, because part of their culture is the donut, the Phish donut.
Okay.
So it's the little circles that you've seen on all of their gear and everything.
Yeah, okay.
It's called a Phish donut. So sometimes things will have to do with donuts. So the Baker's Dozen was 13 different nights. Each night, which you wouldn't find out until the show started, and you could figure it out, was a different flavor of donut. So like they did strawberry donuts, and they did a bunch of their songs that have like lyrics like strawberry goo, and they did strawberry fields forever. You know what I mean? So like they'll do a cover and a bunch of their songs that can be implicated with that as a theme, and they did that for 13 nights in flavors and no repeats.
At Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, and sold it out. Like, nobody does that. Like,
no.
You know what I mean? Like, they're all like, Billy Joel has sold it out more times. And I was like, yeah, but he's been doing it for longer. They do other great places. You know what I mean? And he's done the same show for 30 years. Like, nobody could do 13 days in a row.
No way.
You know what I mean? And not repeat anything and crush it.
That's awesome.
At Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. And I was thinking that, too. I was like, any band that does go to the Sphere, obviously you have to be established, but I don't feel like you could just go there and do like a one-night show or like a repeat. Like, you almost have to go 2 nights and do, or even 4 nights and do like 1 album each. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's endless opportunities. If you have the art department and the money to pull off something there, then it's whatever you want it to be. You can take them anywhere. God.
And I do hope so bad that when I do go out there, I'm able to experience a concert. You know what I mean?
Well, they're doing other weird shit there. Like, in September, they're doing a UFC event there. I don't understand because I don't want to see 125-foot dudes beating each other up.
Yeah.
That's a little intimidating and weird.
That's going to be...
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I was listening to Rogan talk about it because he was talking about the Sphere, so it popped up.
Oh, yeah.
And I listened to what he was saying, and then he went into how Dana White's already put $9 million into this one event. He's like, oh, we're only going to do one event there, but they want to try something new and groundbreaking, but like... bigger dudes beating each other doesn't seem...
Yeah, and I don't think like that... I don't think that's made for like a UFC event.
I'm super curious just because I've been there and I know what the place can do.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to achieve, but I mean, my point is there's going to be lots of other things that they do there. Yeah. I'm sure they're going to do some really crazy like rave type of situations, which I grew out many years ago.
Right.
But the possibilities...
You would have to check it out.
The possibilities are insane.
Or even if they did like
I'm hoping Tool and Primus do a show there together.
Oh my
Because
Lord.
they both have video mapping art departments already. That's what they do.
Yeah.
In their shows. They have giant screens they've been working with for decades.
Be nuts.
And it's right up the alley of their focus of interacting with the crowd. So that's my thing I'm throwing out in the ether. And this is Tool and Primus. Tool and Primus. I get tickets. There it is. I'm just throwing it out there. I've been doing it all week.
Dude, oh my God, you're so right. It's endless.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with and obviously we know the technology is going to get better. And they're going to fine tune that thing. Any update, anything.
I mean, it's one of those things that you can't see the future, while you're in the present. But I don't know how they can make it any better. I mean, outside of getting hit with water and having actual animals come out of the screen, and you have to, it's I don't know how it could be more interactive, man. It was 3D at times. It was, it's just,
oh man, I'm so
all immersive.
Man, I'm excited, and at the same time, I'm pumped and ready to go to Vegas.
It's the only place I've ever seen music that. Well, second time. One just for the sheer size of a crowd. Yeah. But as far as just the experience and what I was seeing in front of me, it was intimidating.
Oh,
That's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah.
It was intimidating. It was sitting inside somebody's dream.
Did you kind of almost think that you weren't at the concert? You know what I mean?
I turned to one of my best friends who I was there with, and I just kept saying, I can't fucking believe we're here.
Yeah.
I can't fucking believe this is real. I literally teared up twice. Once when I sat and listened to the music, because I was experiencing music new for the first time in 48 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've seen everything. I've heard everything, out there from, heavy metal to choir music, and I've experienced a lot. And this is just a whole different thing.
Oh, my God.
They burrowed into your brain and shot out of your eyes. It was crazy. So that made me tear up.
Yeah.
And then later, I thought I was good. And then they started doing like the back of a yearbook. It was just black and white pictures popping up and overlapping on top of each other, almost like somebody was setting them on them. Yeah. And it kept getting bigger and bigger. And it was the history of Phish over 40 years.
Oh, shit.
And when that part happened, we were down a little bit further because we were bouncing around. We became friends with all the security guards.
Of course.
We just kept, hey, how are you? And then would walk over and just stand where you're not supposed to stand for a song and then walk away. We didn't.
No, it wasn't general admission. It was.
Oh no,
seated?
It's seats.
Okay, yeah.
It's very much seats. So I made sure that we went to stay somewhere where we weren't supposed to be long enough to not get yelled at, experience it for a minute, and go try it out. So we bounced around. We saw it from every level. We got all the way up to the end of the pit where the first section of seats stops. Yeah. Became friends with Frank, the guy who was standing there, so that we could go down there, say hi, and stand there for a while and watch the show later. Right? And, it's... I don't know. I'm rambling again.
I love it. I'm just glad that you got to go, first of all, but also can share it on our level. You know what I mean? Instead of
we've known each other since we were 10.
I know.
So I'm not bullshitting you.
No, I know. So it's just,
you know all the shows I've been to since we've known each other.
And that's what I loved about this too, is because you have been to every type of concert. Every type of concert.
Not to get too personal, but as you remember, when I was a small child, I lost my dad at 5 over some complications unexpectedly. So I had a lot of unresolved things. The only thing that has ever given me solace my whole life, there's been things that have come and gone, people that have come and gone, but music has always been the thing that no matter what's going on from a very small age, if I heard lyrics that made it seem to me that somebody else knew what I was going through, I could get through it. So it's always been a giant help to my life. You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember this, but as a kid, I walked around with a tape recorder, not a Walkman. This is pre. One of those big, clunky-ass tape recorders with the handle on it and the flip that would always break. And I had the most ridiculous giant headphones that were too big for me as a child because they were my older brothers. And I would walk around with that shit all day long. Just giant bunch of stuff to carry around everywhere just to hear music, which was only tapes that I made from turning on my favorite movies like Rad and waiting for the theme song to come on so I could hold my tape recorder up to it, get all the songs from this movie, go outside, get on my BMX bike, try all the stuff I saw in the movies unsuccessfully, and just eat shit for 2 hours while listening to it. But I had my tape recorder there. I just always did. So that's why I seek out so much music. That's why I see music 100 times a year. And man, this was like going to church.
Yeah.
It really was for somebody like me.
And I was excited for you to explain it all because this is new to you, right? From seeing every type of show. Yeah. And then you going in there and you were just like, like you said, music won't be the same.
And that's where I was getting before I sidetracked myself was the second time I teared up was all those pictures, right? Yeah. And we were a little bit closer, and we were on the first level when I was seeing that, and I looked over, and the look on the band's face was as unexplainable. And for them, they've done everything. I've seen everything. They've done everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've put out their vision in a million different ways over the years, and for them to be able to do it at this level, you could just see the joy on their face. It was bonkers. It was like everything they've always tried to get out of their brain, they finally got to do it. It must have been the biggest relief for Trey.
Seriously. And you know what's... I don't really follow Phish. I don't listen. But they've never been a commercial success.
They've never had a radio hit.
Never, right?
No.
They have just consistency. They just do what they love, and it finally came to this perfect, after 40 years, no one could imagine that, right? And for them to it's right up their alley, 40 years of and now it's like, bam, it's like the Super Bowl for them, you know what I mean? Oh, my God. And I'm excited for them, you know what I mean?
I was. And that's why I teared up.
Yeah.
Watching their story unfold and watching the looks on their face at the same time was almost all too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah, it was great.
Damn it, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so hard to not try to get tickets the whole time we were there. But while I was there, I was just hearing people walk by with insane prices.
I know, that's what sucks too.
It's the one downfall of that is that it's not more regulated. I mean, yes, it's really hard to get tickets, and yes, it sucks, but I would rather have that and it be fair than still have that and it not.
Now, would you have went 4 nights in a row if you could have gotten tickets?
If we would have got a 4-night pass instead of one because we were trying for that, I would have gone all 4 nights.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was no amount of money that was going to prevent me from seeing those if I had those tickets in my pocket.
Yeah.
No.
And each night being a completely
different set, vibe, feel,
everything.
theme.
So the night you went, it was like, it was one of the greatest
very,
things.
Very water heavy.
Right? But then the next night could have been better. I'm not going to say it's worse because it could have never gotten worse, but it's
just a different experience.
I know.
Like you went to go see a different band almost because it was so different. I mean, it's Phish, but it was just like so pinpointed in theme and feel and vibe that were completely different experiences every night. Which I expect nothing less from them.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
So, going forward, I mean, your next concert, I'm not going to say it's going to be horrible or anything, but it's going to be like not a step back either. It's just going to be, you're like, damn.
Now it's like the difference between going to see a movie and going to see it, and watching a TV show at home.
I know, dude.
All of the fucking music forward is like, I'm going to see a TV show at home.
And then we're going to go to like bands or Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, which we do every week.
So we're going to go down there.
Friends.
We're just going to be like,
it's my Thursday night nap. To bands I like. Yeah, they kind of have, in a small way, ruined music in the immediate future. I'm sure after a while the buzz will go away just long enough to where I go see it again and fuck me up all over again.
Right. Yeah. Wow. I never even thought of that either because, you've seen the greatest, one of the greatest shows, 10 technology-wise and everything, and then to go to an outside venue again, you're gonna be like, damn, the sound. Where's the ambience?
I mean, I've been to music since. It's weird.
Yeah. Oh, you have.
Yeah, I saw DJ Logic with members of Lettuce and Aaron Magner on keys from Disco Biscuits do a late night set after Phish.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, is this, I mean, they're all great. I know all these guys. I've seen them a whole bunch of times, but I mean, like, where are we going here, guys? I mean, it was great, but,
Yeah.
I mean,
It almost.
my mind was too blown.
That is.
It was just a puddle of goo in my head. I
There's
couldn't do
so
anything
many
with that.
aspects to going to the Sphere. You know what I'm saying? Like having the greatest time to, I can't wait.
It's, yeah. And even just, I recommend if you do go to a show there, get in there as early as possible and just walk around and investigate the lobbies.
Yeah.
Everything is circles. All of the floors are in circles. All of the bars are circles.
Oh, really?
There's like all sorts of crazy geometry on the wall that is like...
So just the lobby itself, when you walk in, not even seats and stage, is probably amazing, right?
It's the Starship Enterprise. There's literally robots that talk to you as you like AI robots. They put them away for the Phish show, but I watched the walkthrough on everywhere else that they've had. It's the only time it seems they put them away, or I didn't see them. And I asked other people if they'd seen them, and they said no. I'm pretty sure they put them away for Phish, but they do have 4 AI robots that are in specific points when you go there for the walkthrough and everything.
Yeah.
That will just answer your questions for you.
Like the ones you see on like TV.
They're ridiculous. Watch, you can look them up. They're straight bonkers.
God, dude.
Yeah, and then so like even the artwork there, they have this like 3-story panel. Like it's not really a panel. It's all of these little like almost like fan blades, right? Uh-huh. And on the fan blades are all LEDs, and there's like hundreds of them all next to each other. Oh. So they all spin really really fast, and all of those LEDs make images. So they can make that giant thing like the poster of whatever's happening that night, or for like what the people there for sports events and stuff, they can make it completely 3D, so it can look like somebody like dribbling a ball and going up and shooting and then start over again. Oh yeah, it is bonkers. Like they could have like a ballerina spinning around on this thing because all of those little diodes have different, like.
Oh my
And
God.
you can't see it with the naked eye. You just see movement. Yeah. I took a picture of it, and it looks like 1,000 little tiny fans because my camera caught it, and I was trying to explain it to Ash. I'm like, that's not what it looked like. And then I showed her the video. She's like, oh, my God.
Oh, I never even thought. What if like a Broadway show goes there?
They're going to be doing a whole... So it's at this point, it's all just rumors. Any of the things I'm saying right now could be complete shit.
Right.
But one of the rumors that was going around by people that have been like asking questions and whatnot is that they're going to start doing some simulcasting there from shows. Like when people play Red Rocks, they could turn that into Red Rocks Amphitheater. So like you're sitting there to watch a live show over in Colorado.
Right.
At Red Rocks, but in a theater.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet you it'd be weird. It'd be an experience. Like if you can't get to Red Rocks and the show's playing and you were going to watch it on couch tour at home, why not go see it there?
Exactly. If you could. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Endless. It's endless.
Yeah.
So, holy cow, dude. I'm pumped. I can't wait to go.
We'll be back.
Anything else about it? I think we covered it all, but
I mean,
dude.
Even the fucking pizza was great.
Oh.
Like that's how the place was.
Yeah.
It was Disneyland. Everything was covered. There wasn't a time where you went, I really wish they had this.
Right.
No,
because they
just
got it.
cheaper drinks. That's really the only thing. But you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're paying for this insane experience.
And there's no gambling there, right? There's
there's none of the kitschy,
it's
touristy stuff. It's all technology, art.
Yeah.
Having your mind fucking blown.
Good. Okay.
That's the whole experience.
I was thinking that too. I was like, that would suck if there was stupid ass gambling machines in there.
No. The only music inside of that whole place until you're 10 feet outside of the door is this crazy ambient music that makes you feel like you're floating in space. Yeah.
I need to get that for in here.
Dude, I'm telling you. And when we're done with this, I've got video of me on the escalators going, I can't believe how fucking quiet it is in here. Listen to this.
Yeah.
And then there's video of me walking into the show.
Oh, my God.
And you can't, it's literally pin drop quiet inside of this massive, amazing place, except for this crazy ambient music that no matter how many people are talking, you can just still hear it like it's a whisper in your ear. It's bonkers.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So that is our one drink for the show.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even really need a drink.
No.
That was amazing. I'm so glad you got to go. I can't wait to go, and I hope after everyone hears this or listens to the show, it's hard not to go, right? I mean, to at least experience
if you love live music, which isn't for everyone,
right?
And you love having your mind blown, and you have any sort of like tech tickle that gets you, you're stupid not to.
So this almost has to go on, if you like music and all that. This has to go on a bucket list.
It's a bucket list. It's
right.
It's Red Rocks. It's the Gorge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. Central Park shows.
God.
It's that. It's
so
if you got a couple of those, put it on there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hands down.
Whew, my Lord. So yes, you can listen to our show on all major platforms. You can watch all of our shows on YouTube. You can follow us on all social media outlets. We are everywhere, One Drink Podcast. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, cheers.
See you guys.